If you're looking for pain relief, you've come to the right place. Welcome to BowenWorks in London. Hi, I'm Donna Costa, and I'm passionate about BowenWork because it has changed my idea of what is physically possible, and I'm constantly amazed at the body's ability to heal itself. BowenWork is a dynamic, hands-on therapy that uses small muscle rolls alternating with pauses or rests. It quickly resets the body's structure and normalizes muscle tension throughout the body to relieve pain. A BowenWorks session typically begins in the lumbar region with a gentle move that challenges the erector spinae muscles that run on either side of the vertebra. After the lumbar region, I move onto the gluteal muscles, pause, then onto the hamstrings at the back of the leg and the IT band at the side of the leg, pause. So generally Bowen pauses are about 2 minutes long. When challenged in such a way, the proprioceptors in the muscles inform the nervous system on the state of tension and the length or stretch in the tissue. This signal is relayed through the nervous system to the brain, which interprets the information. Then the brain sends a signal back to the muscle on how it needs to adjust itself in order to return to what we call a default state or a state of normalized tension. So this is similar to a computer sensor that detects changes in temperature or balance and allows the system to make internal adjustments based on information from an external environment. So once the muscle is challenged, if the muscle is overstretched, it will contract back, and a muscle that is contracted in the beginning will then relax. So often when a muscle is not in its normal tension state, there is a nerve impingement or there could be restriction of blood flow as well. So when the muscle tension is normalized or returns back to that default state, the nerve or the blood vessels are also released. So from the lower body, I then move into the middle and upper back and challenge muscles such as the rhomboids and trapezius and again onto those erector spinae muscles that run along the vertebra. Next, I gently challenge the muscles in the neck area. And remember that as a BowenWorks practitioner, I never perform chiropractic manipulations. I simply do small, light moves on the muscles that hold the spine in place. Instead of moving bones, a BowenWorks practitioner works the soft tissue, the muscles and connective tissue that supports the bones. And all soft tissue, especially neck muscles, are handled with great care. So after completing the foundational Bowen moves along the entire spine, I then concentrate on your specific area of concern. BowenWorks addresses muscular and joint problems such as neck or back pain, frozen shoulder, carpal tunnel, repetitive strain injury, tennis elbow, or lower body conditions like sciatica, knee problems, bunions, hammer toe, sprained ankle. Bowen is also effective for respiratory problems such as asthma or digestive problems like nausea and heartburn, liver, gallbladder problems. We actually have a special move, what we call emergency procedure, that I teach to my clients so that they can administer the move themselves if they have an acute asthma attack. It will quickly relieve the pain of that attack. Bowen works wonderfully for infant colic, for those abdominal cramping pains, and similarly it can be used for cramping pains associated with PMS as well. Bowen's also very good at balancing hormones, whether throughout the menstrual cycle or through menopause when the hormones can really go out of whack. So for many physical conditions, many more that I haven't even named, Bowen is very effective, but it's also useful for emotional conditions such as stress, shock, anxiety, and grief. So Bowen truly is a holistic therapy. As a holistic practitioner, I'm always looking for the underlying cause. So you may come to me with headaches and think it's the cause because of cervical muscle tightness, and it may well be, but I'm also going to be looking for underlying cause. So I may be looking for things like a pelvic imbalance or hormonal imbalance. One of the things that I find fascinating about Bowen work is this unwinding of old compensation patterns. So when we get an injury in the body, we have an injury in one area, but the body compensates in another area. And over time, where we're feeling the pain can be quite removed from where we experienced that original injury. So for example, in my own case, I had pain in some varicose veins behind my left knee. When I started having BowenWork to address that pain, I remembered an old injury that I had in the thigh where I had torn a muscle about 20 years ago playing baseball. So what had happened is the muscle had healed, scar tissue had occurred, fibrotic tissue. And fibrotic tissue really is just like internal scar. So we did more BowenWork to address the scar, which then addressed the varicose vein pain that I was having. So this is the unwinding that occurs, and I see it frequently with clients. What will happen is when I do a move on the client, or maybe it will be after that pause, or it might be the next session, but they'll say something to me like, oh, you know, I just remembered an old injury that I had, and it can be quite some time ago. But it's something that they forgot to tell me when we did our intake. And this is an indication to me that the body is now releasing these old patterns, these old injuries and the old compensation patterns, both on a physical level and also the memory of that injury that's being held in the tissues. So when I hear someone say to me that they now remember an old injury, it's actually quite encouraging because it helps direct me to where we need to do some BowenWork, but it also tells me that the body has lots of vitality and will continue to heal itself. So another thing that I really love about Bowen is that it's suitable for anyone, from a newborn baby to a pregnant woman to the elderly, even to people that are in a very fragile state of health. So for instance, someone has extreme pain of arthritis or Parkinson's or fibromyalgia. BowenWork is ideally suited to these conditions because it is such light and gentle work. So in fact, after the first Bowen session, people will often comment on how they're amazed that such light moves can have such a powerful effect. It seems that the lighter the touch, the more profound the effect. Less is more. And the power of gentleness is truly magnificent. In addition to being a BowenWork practitioner, I'm also a trained homeopath and holistic nutritionist. So please check out my website for more information on these modalities. And to help you get started with your pain relief, do download my free MP3 audio, Top 5 Foods for Pain Relief, where I talk about real foods for true health. I'm sure you'll find the information most beneficial. Thank you for visiting BowenWorks in London, where I help people in pain. BowenWork is a gentle therapy with powerful results.